Welcome, young mummy. Welcome back. We're having technical difficulties. Sandy's trying to bring herself back on the live. She's unable to hear me and we cannot hear her. So let's see what's going on.
Can you hear me now?
Girl, welcome back. Long time no see.
Yeah, what happened was my AirPods actually just died. So,
That's okay. Stop playing with
so
your hair. Michael loves it when you play with your hair, so be careful now. All right, guys, we're talking about modern day dating and how do we feel it's going? Is there any great quality on the market or is there not? Have we lost the value in courtship? Does anyone even date anymore? Yeah.
That's what I'm
So,
saying. Exactly. Does
right,
anybody even date?
question. Okay, what's the question? Let me put my glasses on. 1 minute. Michael's
Rubbish
gate crashing
glasses
the
on.
live. Will you do one of those chats on Zoom so more people can jump in? Yeah, we can. Absolutely. Thank you for the question. The reason why I've not done a Zoom so far is because live is live, and with that means that we kind of ground ourselves by being spontaneous. But yeah, that's what I've been doing these lives. But I mentioned Zoom today to somebody, so I will do one for sure. I will do. I know this is a bit difficult bringing people in and out, but you know what? I've never done it before, and I love the fact that I'm doing something different today, keeping each other on our toes. So I love it. But yeah, I'll look into doing the Zoom, and we'll make that happen. Be sure to inbox me any subjects or when you feel like when we should do this Zoom and etc. Yeah, we'll get it done. But like I said, Friday, guys, I've had to cancel the Friday show. So if anyone watching this would like to jump on a live for Friday and have a topic,
Yeah, you can do that as well. I think you can do that as well. This has been really good. You can just
yeah, let me
gate
know.
crash. Gate crash
Yeah, you're gonna do a
Friday.
gate crash. Yeah.
Gate
So
crash
Sandy,
Friday.
Sandy, you're not going nowhere from now, innit? That's it.
Well,
You're coming on live.
I don't know. You know what?
It's too late now. Yeah. But all right, Sandy, ask me the question you want to ask me. Get into it. You want to flip it on me? Let's go. I love this because no one does. So go on.
Okay. All right then. Hold on a minute. Let me just think for a hot
But you want to
second.
make it good and juicy. You want
Yeah,
squids on
I'm
me.
trying. I'm trying. I'm trying.
All right.
So what has been your online dating?
What's been my online dating? First of all, let me just say I find it very strange that. Okay, here we go. Sorry, it's okay. It's showing. It's showing. What has been my online dating? Be
Mm.
more specific in regards to what?
I think after listening to what you've spoken about and when you've questioned people, you've
Yeah.
kind of turned around and said, "Oh, so what are you looking for?"
Right.
And one of the things that you actually said is that people cannot be catfished anymore.
Well, I
That's what
didn't
I
say that.
heard you
I
said
said
to
that.
your cousin.
I said, how can they be? I didn't say it's
Oh,
impossible.
sorry. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I'll take
Yeah.
it back. I'll take it back. Okay, I'll take it back. How
Yeah.
can they be catfished?
Yeah. Yeah.
But people are still being catfished.
But why? Because I've given a few tips of how to prevent that. Why are people still being catfished when we know what time it is? I don't understand that.
Yeah, but people can still be catfished because even if at the end of the day you put out a profile that the other person has put out a profile.
Right.
Now, what makes you think that they can't get their friend to turn up who is the person that they're saying they are but they're not because they got that friend like that, because some people do have that friend like that,
Right.
and turn up and do it. There's even a film about it. There's a film and it's called, I think, I'm trying to remember what the film's called. And even the guy has like these earpieces. Now, you see, with modern technology is a wonderful thing, but
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
it can also be a very disturbing thing because it allows for so many things to happen
Yeah.
that people are unaware of. You see, with your hair right now, even with your hair and my hair, man, I can cover up that hair earpiece. You know what I mean? I'll just do a style, you know what I mean? Kind of do a style like something like wrap it up over the ear. So even when one of the guys turned and said, "What about the women?" So I know that I'm just saying, what is your experience here in respect of online dating. I don't think it's a bad thing personally.
Have you tried it?
No, I haven't, but I still don't think it's a bad thing.
Would you try it?
I'd put a hell of a lot of measures in before I would do it.
All right.
I would not give them
It
my
being my
address. No, this is not about me. No, 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 no. We're not turning this back on me. We're talking about you.
All right. It's been my experiences. I'll touch back on it more in detail this time. Online dating really isn't even for me. Yeah. But I do it because of the convenience and the fact that it expands. It has expanded my opportunity in meeting people I would have never usually met. I doubt it. Of all walks of life, okay? Whether they're professors, lawyers, artists, hairdressers, dancers, and again, half the time you're in the inbox, you exchange what you do professionally. Oh, you know what? I could do something like you. You go straight into networking. That dating thing that I've been done. Now, there's so much. I've met some great people from it, to be honest.
Yeah.
And probably only one weirdo.
Okay.
Do you want to hear that experience? Do you really want
I want you to. Let's go there. I want you to go there. Let's go there.
I've dated only one person from online, and that was after years of being on and off. And I've noticed that I only tend to go on there when there's a vacancy. Because naturally, and what I mean by that is, naturally, I prefer the holistic, organic meeting of people, naturally. Yeah? But if I waited for that due to my lifestyle and time restraints, I wouldn't meet anybody. And I wouldn't have met half the people I network with and done business with or become real friends with, honestly. Yeah? And most people on there don't want to be on there either. Now, to get to my experience, let me go forward to go back. I met this guy off the cuff. He looked like very me. Big build, you know, like them big, innit, Sandy? Yeah.
Let's stop that because I'm starting to forget about what you're talking about and just fantasizing in my own heart.
Don't know erotic poetry now, yeah?
I'm just fantasizing in my own damn head.
You just know, when I start seeing all of that, dressed in dope, you know. Now, of course, the physical does not make the internal. We know that. But I believe that we ought to start looking at what's going to obtain and maintain our loyalty and interest. Let me make that very clear. So it's easy when we say to ourselves or each other, oh, it's not about the looks. But if you do not find me attractive, vice versa, how do I keep you other than internally enticed? Because clearly, the first thing you see is the physical. Unless you are working with someone.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, guys. Let's keep 100.
Let's be honest. I think
guys have told me, oh, you're being shallow. Okay, wait. Wait.
Yeah.
So you've approached me and told me you've come to me because of how I look, how I dress, how I present myself. I've told you I don't feel the same. Suddenly I'm shallow, but you came to me because of the physical. Are you dumb?
I think, you know what's really weird? That statement that you just made, I think it's so relevant because I think there's a thing that people tend to say. There's a statement that people put out there. Love is blind. And I understand we're in a deeper level where love can be blind. Yeah. But believe you me, honey, love is visual. The first thing for me is visual.
Yeah.
And if I don't get that attraction, then there's not even a chance of love.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. Go on.
No, absolutely.
Go on.
I mean,
please.
I've met people. This is why I say, unless you are working with somebody or you're spending time with somebody naturally, without that expectation. So if you're working with somebody, maybe you're studying with somebody, you're with them all the time, you get to see beautiful things in them on a mind, spirit perspective, and that makes them sexy. Yeah. The relationship I've had that's been committed and 5 years plus, let me tell you, it's because I spent time with them naturally. Not because I said, oh, you're not my type, but I'm going to spend time with you and grow on you like fungus. It's not those ones. Come on. Yeah?
Anyway, go on. Yeah.
It's a case of I've been around them naturally and I adore their essence, their how they care for their mother, perhaps, or how they treat people, or their profound mind or their spirit. So therefore, I've fallen in love, risen in love with that perspective of them. However, when I close my eyes, I'm still thinking of what I really, really would love in somebody.
Yeah.
For a while, you may forget all about that because you're captivated. But the minute things don't work out, let's be honest, you suddenly, the blinkers are off and you're like, you're not even my type anyway.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, Sandy, have you ever had someone that you would never have even chosen and they sucker punch you with maybe disrespect, or maybe they leave your ass, and you're like, but wait, I would have never have dated you in the first place. How did they get to that point?
I think it goes back to what I kind of said was, when I got a bit older, I chose differently. That's all I'm going to put out there. When I got a bit older, I chose differently.
Wait, sorry, this is called a gate crash conversation on this live. So Chi has gate crashed us, and he said,
okay.
He said it's blind to Stevie, probably Stevie Wonder, but I bet
hold on. What did he say? I'm trying to go back. I'm going back.
He's talking about love is blind. Yeah, people say love is blind. And she says it's blind to Stevie, as in Stevie Wonder, but I bet he still uses his hands. That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
You know what, Chi? I'm not even going to answer that one. I'm leaving that one there. And you know me, I'm leaving that one right there. Right? And I'm glad you got use of your hands. That's all I'm going to say. All right, I'm leaving that one there. I'm not getting into that one.
Oh, mate, hang on a minute. Who's come? Is that Michael? Hi, Michael. You're still with us. Great. It says, can't help that, but we go with our first senses. Let's not think too much and keep it real, right? Okay. We are sophisticated animals with reasoning, but ultimately it's the chemistry that absolutely. That's 100%. So basically, it is a case of sight at first sight. It is sight at first sight.
It is.
You don't see someone and think, oh, your personality's dope, unless you're in an environment where you're watching them. You know, unless you're out somewhere, you're watching them perform or recite a piece, you're like, oh, I love their essence. It's how they look, how you present yourself. I've told guys online in the past, I didn't come to your inbox because of how you presented yourself. Oh, what do you mean, you're shallow? No. Your pictures look like it's a picture of a picture. You haven't presented yourself. You look like you're in your house clothes. Like it's not presented well. It's terrible. It's terrible. Make an effort with yourself, and I will make an effort with you. How can you like what you see in me, and I'm supposed to like what I see in you if you made zero effort? I don't understand that.
The very funny thing is, how you and me reconnected was when you did. Oh shit. Sorry. When you did Fernando's thing and whatever. And when I saw that you were interviewing him, I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to get on this, right? And see that. Do you know what? This guy has, and especially after seeing him on your night,
he killed it.
He killed it.
Fernando Taylor, big up yourself. Like, he's not on here now, but he killed the live.
He killed it. He killed it. And you guys out there that's talking, you need to understand what this guy did. This guy is married. Everything. He showed sides of himself that was like, and that's when I turned, do you know what I said to him? I said to him,
the first time.
This is the first time. How long have I known him, Silver?
Years.
I said, this is the first time I've seen you live. And what he did, and I don't think he understood what I'm saying. I've seen him perform things, but this is the first time I saw him live.
Right.
And then when he got a little comfortable and he started to drop that flow, people and the women were like, "Oh my days, you know what? I need to get off."
He left some women with wet underwear, and some women said he ruined her dress. That's he ruined my dress. He left her.
You know.
And, I was drinking a lot of water and tea. But okay, so listen. So these are my experiences. Okay, you want to know something crude that happened? Well, bad well, okay, a bad experience you asked me about, yeah?
Yeah.
The guy that was big built, tattooed, arty, everything, connected, ready to jump straight into connectivity and see how we get on. No long thing. He was like ready. Yeah. We sat down. Our first meeting was like, I've known him for so long. You know something, Sandy, when you meet somebody and you get to know them and you put your leg over their leg and you know that kind of feeling. You know what I mean? That stuff. Yeah.
Comfortable.
I instinctively felt like being that way with him. And that's not me with people straight away. Okay. Not in that way. And, you know, his hand was in my hand from 5 minutes in. It was natural. You would have felt like we were a couple. You look like a couple. There's no doubt. The guy made a statement like, would you like to soul tie? Okay. Those who understand the elements around soul ties, you'll understand why I was alarmed. So I said to him, elaborate. What do you mean? Because people soul tie naturally. You and someone get deep and you seem inseparable, you've developed a soul tie. But usually people want to get rid of soul ties, especially when you can't get rid of someone out of your life when you want to move on. Okay, so how is he asking me if I want a soul tie? Would that not be natural if that was supposed to be? So I say, how would you like us to have a soul tie? Are you ready, guys? Are you guys ready for this?
Go on. Bring it.
His first example is, well, maybe a bit extreme, he says, but, you know, people can cut their hands, cut their blood and put blood together. I'm like, brother, you're talking to a woman that understands spirituality, you know, and the difference between those forces and negative demonic spiritual exchanges, in my opinion. How are you going to say to me, any time of knowing me, let alone the first time meeting you, do you want to create a soul bond by blood? What are your thoughts, people? Let's get a little bit deep for a moment. Got you guys in the comments box as well. You know, think about this kind of stuff. As I said, soul ties can be a beautiful thing, but usually when the term is used, people tend to want to get rid of a soul tie they can't get rid of. But if you are in a healthy relationship, to you, your level of healthy, and you are close and you feel inseparable, I guess, and you're happy and it's not toxic, nothing wrong with it. But how do you ask
Let me
someone?
ask you this one question. How long have you, at the time when he said that, how long were the two of you?
24 hours.
Oh, hell no.
Honey, let me tell you something.
Oh, hell no.
I'm not
because
into...
that's not something...
Let me tell you something.
Can I just say this?
Yeah.
That's not something I would say to somebody in 24
Ever.
hours.
Ever.
Unless I'm not true.
All right, I'm glad you
understand
give
what
it
I'm
time.
saying? I'm just, that's the only way I can say it. I don't know how else to say it.
Well, let me tell you something. Thank you for sharing your thoughts on that. Let me tell you something. Having a spiritual, sexual, emotional, psychological, dynamic soul exchange, that's going to happen naturally if you align yourself with somebody. That's natural. Can you guys please tell me what you think about that? Are you prepared to cut yourself and rub open wounds together? Listen to what I'm saying very carefully. I don't care if I know him 35 years, it's never going to happen. The only time myself and another person is going to exchange blood is when I've given birth or a blood transfusion. You feel me? Okay? That's a serious thing in spiritualism, in the realm that is not of the light.
But you see, the other thing is there are some people that say they're spiritual,
right?
And I'm not going to. I am not the one to deny their spirituality,
right?
But they do not truly understand spiritual. That's
but
the thing.
Spirituality is quite ambiguous, you know. And let me just drop a bar.
That's what I'm just saying. Yeah. Sorry, go on.
No, don't be sorry. I'm just saying it's ambiguous. So, you know, we know that religion, I'm not trying to get too on that part, but I'm glad you put that, share that point. We know that religion is taught.
Yeah, yeah. I bet
We
you
don't
know,
born
you know,
in, we
yeah,
don't
yeah.
born feeling religious.
Mm-mm,
It's taught.
mm-mm, mm-mm,
But we know that we're all born in spirit. We're all born in spirit.
mm-hmm.
The difference is it's either enhanced or diluted out of us based on our environments, our parenting, and the atmospheric of how we're raised. Okay, so I'm born in spirit. I am spirit, but then I develop my spirituality through my
Yeah,
own path. My
yeah.
spirituality is an experience, but we're gonna do a topic about spirituality, and
I
she will
think
have
that's
to tell you.
I think I don't with you. I'm going to stop you there because I don't want to go too deep.
No, I'm not
Deep,
even going to deep either. It's not
right?
that kind of
It's
yeah.
not that kind of topic. We're
No.
kind of trying to keep it a
But
little bit light.
hang on. Let me
Yeah.
continue by saying, I'm not going to go deeper on the spirituality, but I'm going to choose to emphasize the importance of what I've said about what he requested of me. So you
Mm.
asked about my experiences. That's my only weird experience. And then when he realized I wasn't going to go to his house, he accepted it on that day. The next day, he was coming to meet me. No, was it next day? Yeah. Strangely enough, I still plan to meet the guy. I don't know. It's unlike me. But I was like, you know what? Does he even understand what he was asking? So he's
I
like,
don't think he did, but
right, all
let's
right.
move on. Yeah,
The
let's move.
next day, he asked me to meet up. Fine. Give it one more. See what I think, really. Okay. As the other Michael said earlier, you get to a certain age and stage where you keep trying to find the right person or vice versa, open to meeting the right person, and you might start diluting how you go about things. Let's be honest. So I'll give him a second opportunity to see. And because he realized that I wasn't going to go to his house on that day, he turned his car around and stopped coming. Now, for me, based on
Hold
the
on,
whole
let me ask you this.
history,
I'm going to just stop you there.
go on.
When he stopped coming, did you start to take more of an interest?
No.
Okay, that's all I wanted to ask.
Block
Crack
and
on,
bumper
crack
clock
on,
delete.
crack on, crack on. You know what? Because sometimes I'm
No,
going to say this to
no,
you men out there.
no.
I'm sorry for this. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Sometimes you believe that we are so desperate that we will come running. Do you understand what I'm
Some women
saying,
are,
Silver?
though. Some women are.
Huh?
The reason why a lot of men and guys, if there's
Mm?
any truth in what I'm going to say, please throw some hearts up. Be honest about that. I don't believe guys naturally believe that women will come running. It's the fact that some of us women has behaved in a certain manner that's nurtured them in that way. That's it. A man.
Which also
Go
men
on.
have been nurtured
That's what I'm saying.
to believe that is the natural thought pattern. So that's
Right.
how they. So in respect of what I said, they still believe that we will come running because like you said, it's that natural thought pattern.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to tell you now, for me to behave in any kind of way, even a little bit, that man, I have to be sprung. I have to be so captivated by him. I mean, beyond belief, because I'm telling you, I have a tendency of block and delete. I have a tendency of, and it's not because I feel like, I'm the best thing walking the earth, but I have to ask myself, why would I be chasing?
Yeah.
If he's right for me, then let me pluck up the courage and speak to him and do pursue him. But if I can see, in my opinion, it's unnecessarily long-winded, or it's feeling like bullshit to me, or we're just discorded or just not aligned, sometimes it's great people that are just not for you. And that's okay too.
Do you know what
I
I
mean,
would like to ask you? I know I'm interrupting you, but I'm going to ask
no,
you
but
this.
gate crash me. That's what this is
Okay, I'm
about.
going to gate crash your ass. Don't worry about that because you know me.
Michael, I'm going to read your comments after.
Yeah, I'm reading Michael's comments as he's saying this, right?
Yeah, go on.
I was going to say to you this. Have there ever been a time I'm trying to think of the right way to say this, but I don't know the right way to say this, so I'm just going to say it.
Right, okay.
Has there ever been a time when all of your teachings, all of your beliefs, and all of your convictions
Right.
in a heart been thrown out the window when you've met
Yeah.
somebody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what?
And I know,
You know what?
no, what? I'm going to say this. I know, I know they have not come through and they've not been correct and they've not been right. But I don't think that's what I'm asking.
What are you asking?
I'm just asking, have you, because of the way you are and how you are so true to your convictions. What I'm asking is, how do you feel? How do you, I don't care about the man. How do you feel when you realize that everything you've nurtured, everything you've prayed for, everything you've meditated on, everything you asked for, and then you've allowed, and you said to yourself, okay, you know what? Yeah, but you know what? Oh, hold on a minute. This one look okay, you know. And then you knew stepping in that. You knew it, Silver. You knew it. Yeah, I'm gonna say it a third time. You knew it, honey.
What did I know? Go on. What did I know? Come on.
Stepping in. You knew your whole being, your whole demeanor, your whole presence.
Say the damn thing.
Hell no. Hell no. But you still went there.
I knew that it would. Okay, what are you asking? That I knew that it wasn't. He was not the one, but I was so caught up. I just wanted to experience him.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Yeah, the last guy. The last guy. Yeah, oh my God! He tested my last nerve.
Yeah, but at the end of it, did you sit down and chastise yourself? Did you sit down and say, geez, you know, almost, there's a song, I don't know if this is who you believe in, but I'm going to say, it's almost like, Jesus, take the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Jesus, take the wheel.
Okay, let me answer that. Yeah. Guys, the reason why I keep taking my glasses on and off, because the light reflects on it, and when you watch it back on the live, it's very irritating for you guys to see that it's bright light coming from my glasses. So it is what it is. So I just take it on and off. So bear with me, okay? Right. And guys, those of you who's still here watching, thank you so much. Please send me some hearts to let me know that you are still enjoying or semi-enjoying. I go on, but let me read Michael's comments. Okay, he said, I hate the fact I have to pay to set up an online dating profile. Not a cheap guy, but there's something too clinical. Thank you, guys. Well, let me tell you quickly what someone said to me. They said they found going on an app where they pay for it has more serious people. There must be some truth in that. So when all these cheap free apps that people gate crash, Badoo, Tinder, POF, and wherever else, people don't really.
Oh, they're sending you hearts, honey. You didn't see.
Thank you for the hearts. They're letting me know they're enjoying it. So thank you, guys. Thank you so much. And let me know if you do want to gate crash. I'm literally going to wind this down in the next 15 minutes. So if there's anyone else that wants to talk, let me know. But in the meanwhile,
you know what? You see the question that I asked you.
What did you?
You see the question that I asked you, and you're talking to Michael.
Yeah.
That's going to happen before the 15 minutes is over. Yeah, I said it. So you see what you're doing right now?
Okay.
You better do it in 5 minutes, because we're going to have.
Listen, I'm not an evasive. Look, if anyone here knows me, I'm not an evasive person. Let me read another comment from Michael. So, right, here we go now. Here we go. Michael says, soul bond comes through connecting physically, in my opinion. Physically. Soul bond, physically, Michael. Think about that again.
No, 1 minute. Where did he say that?
Soul bond comes through connecting physically. A soul bond, physically. I don't know. I dispute that, but I respect your opinion. The next thing I'm going to read is, he says, we kiss, we make love, fuck, whatever. When we decide we are ready, that's when the real bond happens with that good sex. Well, you know what, brother? I'm glad you know what you like. For me, I can't dictate my soul, but I can dictate. But what I can dictate is what I do physically. Okay, so I can't navigate my soul. I don't think that's possible, because you feel what you feel, but it's what you do with it. It's like when people say, "Oh, I fell in love with him or her. It's not my fault." No, you chose to nurture the linkage, and that's how you fell in love or stood in love.
Do you know what I want to say to Michael? And I'm going to answer Michael, and this is what I'm going to say to you, Michael. Michael, you still there? Send us a response if you're still there. Because let me tell you something, as a woman, sex is cheap and it's easy. And I can give it any day of the week, honey. And just because I'm a woman doesn't mean it means something to me. Sex is cheap and it's easy. And I've given away sex for a very, very long time. So for somebody to come for me, you better come correct, because I can open my legs 7 days a week.
Oh, fuck, girl, really?
There you go. There you go.
All right.
It's cheap and it's easy.
Oh, my goodness. This is getting a bit spicy. Oh, God.
No,
oh.
Do you understand where I'm coming
God.
from? You understand where I'm coming from, Silver. You understand that. And these women out there that want to turn around and say, oh, I'm being... No, honey. Sex is cheap and it's easy. You can get in my legs, but you can't get to my heart.
There you go. You go.
I can give you sex 7 days a week. My heart, 7 days. My heart cannot be gotten at the end of that 7 days.
Okay.
End of. So you know what, Michael? That's been answered to you. Move on. Come. You better come for somebody else.
Wow.
And don't come for me thinking I'm going to open up my legs for you. Come for somebody else, because this is a hard ass bitch and I don't fucking play. You better know how to part rivers, and you know, like they said,
you lot don't know Sandy. This seat is raw to the core, the realest I've ever known. Wow. Okay.
Right.
I love it. You're being honest. We're talking about modern day dating, guys. Yeah. I've never had a 3-hour talk in my life. So clearly this is a good one. And you guys are just expressing yourself. And I love it. And I want to thank you.
I do. I actually love the fact that they're actually saying things.
Hi, Elaine.
Yeah. I'm actually liking the fact that they're saying things. But one of the things I'm going to say to the, and I'm hoping these people, the women see this, is that sometimes what I noticed that the women tended to pay more attention when there was a man talking. I'm not telling you they totally did that, but that's what they did. Oh, let's talk about Lee. Let's talk about Lee. Now, when I'm coming to talk about Lee, and if you're still on here, Lee, I'm like your cousin said, I'm not necessarily directing it at Lee, but you know what? You put your ass out there. You made your life, you made yourself acceptable to it. So I'm going to come for you. Be real. Be real. Don't get me wrong. Be real. Like I said, be real. There are some men that I can come and talk with you, and they're going to be real. They're going to be real, like people, like women are going to turn around and say, oh, but that sounds like a bastard. Nah, they're being real. I don't want to, don't come sugarcoat shit for me. Come talk to me, because I'm a grown up. I'm not 10. I'm fucking free.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? We're done. You know what I mean? We're done with it. But yeah, anyway, we were talking about you, honey. So I'm going straight back to you.
Go for it.
In respect to what I said, and when you wanted to turn it around, the man that there must.
Oh God, you've gone. Listen, hello, Sandy. Oh boy, someone tell her that she can't be heard. Somebody put in the comments box, can't hear you. Listen, listen, listen. I can't hear you. Can't hear you. She can't even see. She's paying no notice, guys. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Thank you for the comments. Thank you, so she can be told. Yeah. You better dash where that headphone, you know. She's on one. She's actually on one, and she's not paying no mind to you guys. When you're doing your lives, pay attention to the screen at the same time, so that we can see whether people can hear or if it's frozen, and we can have little hand gestures. She's on the tantrum, and she has no idea that we can't hear you. She will do. Look, what? We can't hear you. We cannot hear you. We can't hear you. Oh my goodness. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Still can't hear you. Throw away the headphones, man. There you go. She's clicked off. Guys, it's been amazing. Thank you for joining me. Okay, she's come back. Let's try one more time for the next. I've been saying 10 minutes for the last half an hour. Do you know that? I've got to go. You guys. Sandy.
I'm here.
Miss Open Minds.
Yeah, hi.
Listen, when you're doing lives, try to pay attention to the screen so that I can do things like this, or people can say, can't hear you, can't see you. We didn't hear a word you said. We didn't hear nothing.
Can you hear me now?
That God saving me from all you were saying. What were you saying?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
What was the last thing you heard?
Let's find it down. So what was you trying to ask me before you leave?
I was, like I said, what I was saying to you is, with, you know, sometimes we watch people and they're so composed. So I'm going to actually re-ask the question. Sometimes we watch people and they're so composed. So when I've watched you, you're very composed. Mm-hmm. And you're very direct in in the advice you're given. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And like I said, have you ever, mm-hmm. after everything you've been through and the advice you've given, have you ever faltered in when you've met a man?
Oh my God.
He is not the one that he's not everything that you put out to the universe to have. And you did say,
you're welcome. Of course, absolutely. This is what I was speaking about earlier, about when you are not in a good space, whether it's 5 minutes or 5 months within yourself, you will make choices that are aligned to that space. That's a whole fact, not even an opinion. How could I make an open-eyed, irresponsible, emotional, psychological, or sexual irresponsible decision if I was whole with myself in that moment? It's like comfort eating, right?
Yeah, there you go. That's true.
If you know you're allergic to cheese or chocolate, why eat it? You can be the happiest person ever, but if you know by eating that, you're going to have a reaction that's negative, the chocolate or the cheese or whatever dairy, that is a space in that second where you are not self-caring, clearly.
But having said that, how do you, after that experience, how do you feel?
I feel like I've shortchanged myself. I feel like sometimes I've made a fool of myself, because the woman in the mirror didn't look like the woman that made the other choice yesterday or this morning. A reason why I don't do casual connections and casual sex, 99.99, is because I've experienced it. And even if it wasn't even intentional to have that casual moment, and I felt cheap. Yeah, I felt cheap. Can I tell you why I felt cheap? And this is no reflection to anybody else who made that choice, who continues to make that choice. I'm losing my words, I'm getting tired. Who continues to make that choice. The reason why I felt that way is because when you have a uncommitted moment of somebody, for however long, you are not their prerogative. No. They don't have to ask you, did you get home safely? They don't have to. They don't have to say, how you doing, how's your day, you know, what we had for dinner today. There's no need for them to care for you. They might do out of being a nice human being, but you are not their prerogative. So I would rather have that sense of belonging and attachment and responsibility over another human being, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, than me saying, I'm going to give myself to you in such a way. God, I'm a lot of woman, you know.
You got a lot of heart for that one.
No, but I'm being honest. So I feel, you know how I felt like cheap, like empty, like you go back to that child in you for me, because I want to go a bit deep here, guys, because when we make decisions and when we experience our life journeys, there's a lot of us forever will have that boy and that girl within. Okay? That child within never leaves. We just learn to formulate and manifest a different side of us. You're never too old for that. You are special. You are hugged. You are accepted. You are loved. I don't care who you are, what career status you have, what master's, bachelor's you've achieved. Inside of all of us, we want to be loved and accepted and understood. But here's the thing. Not everyone's here for that. I'm not here to understand everybody. I'm not here to accept everyone. That's not my calling. So we will connect to people that we connect to. Doesn't mean they're bad people. So I hope that answers some of your questions. That I feel cheap. I felt empty. I felt like I shortchanged myself.
I don't know if this sounds bad, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Say it.
I'm glad to hear you be honest like that.
But
that's what I'm saying.
But why would you not think I do that? Everyone knows me to be straight up. Why would you think I would?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you wouldn't be straight up, but I'm just glad
100%.
that you did. You know
oh my
what I mean?
God, 100%.
I'm just glad that you did.
Showing who I am, because again, I say, when you spend time in a relationship with yourself, and you can look at the parts you don't like in yourself and the parts that you love in yourself and find the equilibrium and make adjustments, you will not care to please the world anymore. You will not.
I think the thing that I'm going to say it. I think the thing is, even though I've met people that have said that they're going to be open, right? Do you understand me? They're going to be open and they're going to be true,
right?
But sometimes what they do is they sugarcoat it, and you didn't sugarcoat it.
You're never going to get that from me.
Said,
you're never going to get that from me.
I don't believe you can't be honest. I don't believe you can't be true. I am just glad that you were.
Oh my God,
and
absolutely.
That you were open enough to say it, and you didn't make excuses. Do you understand me? Because even sometimes when people don't sugarcoat it, what they kind of do is make excuses. Oh, but, or how, no, you know what? It happened. This happened. If like you said, free flowing thoughts, they're free flowing, right? But it's only up to the individual how free.
Of course,
they're gonna be with their flowing thoughts. And
do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? The reason why a lot of people are not open, number one, some people see it as airing a dirty laundry, but I think if you are reckless with yourself, then that's how you need to see it. This is not about dirty laundry as such, but we will do some dirty laundry topics.
I shedded some today myself.
Right, we will do.
Not like I ain't shedded it before. But.
Right. This is about everything I share is about somebody else gaining something from it. I'm always willing to sacrifice myself in order to share a soul connection. Whether someone misjudges it, misinterprets it, it's up to them, because I'm free. I'm free. I don't, everyone wants to be liked, but I don't care to be liked by everybody.
Know what?
I have my tribe. My tribe. I don't care.
You know what? Just rewind that for a hot second. There's a lot of people, like you said, wants to be liked.
They want to be liked. I don't care to be liked.
And they mistake that for being free. And that's the difference.
So again,
they mistake that from being free.
To be liked. Nobody wakes up saying, I want the world to hate me today. Come on, let's be honest. But what I'm saying is, there's a difference between being respected and being liked. I like a lot of people. I don't respect how they live, or how they treat their children, or how they treat themselves or their family. There's a level to this.
But I might still like them, regardless.
Of course, you like them, but
you might like them.
It's like my nieces. They see me as, oh my God, the strict auntie. You don't have to like me, but you're going to respect me. So there lies the difference. Even in relationships in the past, they're like, wow, Silver's a bit militant or whatever. But I know, I see them in the street 5, 10 years. Salute. regularly because they respected in the end how I stood firm, regardless.
I think, you know what's really funny is sometimes there are things I've done and I've stood very firm in it, and people have come for me, properly come for me.
Like who?
Huh?
Like who?
People around me.
Okay.
I'm just saying, people around me, and they've properly come for me. And when they've realised I've stood firm, they said, and they turn and say sometimes, how could you say that? And I said, well, you know what? I know I can be a little bit irrational in certain things, but there are certain things that I stand firm in. And I'm like, no, you're not going to change my mind. This is how I feel. This is what I'm saying. If you don't like me for it, fair enough. I can understand that. And I can respect you for not liking me for saying something. But I think the one thing I'm afraid of is changing the essence of who I am to allow people to like me.
There you go. And
Does that make
that's a really
sense?
good point. It's a really good point to end on. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly.
no, that's great. You were great. Guys, today has been the most sporadic conversations and in and out of lives I've ever had. And the 3-hour one is a record breaker. You guys are real troopers, and I appreciate and love your support. Even those who's come on and off, I really love you for taking a moment. I really do. Please feel comfortable, every single one of you. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Come, let's have a live talk. If any topic goes, as long as it flows. I'm so liberal. So what did I say? The more liberal, taboo, and outer order, the better. So
there was one girl. I'm just going to tell you this quickly. There was one girl that turned around and said to me, she didn't want to come on because she didn't feel like she could talk about relationships. There's a girl that I invited, and I said to her, I said to her, you know what? Well, don't talk about anything. Just come on and listen and have some fun, because we are actually just chatting. We're just having a little kind of chat.
I'm read some comments
and this wasn't even when I was on. This is when your cousin was on. And I said, just come on and have some chats. And she actually said she did enjoy it. There was another guy that turned around and said he enjoyed it. But I think they was just watching the ride.
That's okay. Before we get kicked off, I want to make some shout outs. So you got Marco that says, yeah, thank you, will spread the word. He's like, no, let me go down, hang on a minute, it's disappeared. He says, nah, for real, nice up in here. So he liked the vibes in here today. I'd like to, and then you got woman CEO Global. I thoroughly enjoyed this live. Can you please holler at me? I'd like to do a live with you, I think. I'm sure you're the page I snooped on earlier.
Is that woman at Global?
So you guys, inbox me if you'd like to do a live conversation. Inbox me and let me know. We can make it happen. Again, I say I lose all the comments that you guys leave. Instagram leave them. So please, can you add loads of feedbacks on the free live today, so everyone can read what you thought of the live, and more, I don't know, more thoughts, perspective, opinions about modern day dating that we haven't covered. It's all about freestyle today, especially today. It's always a freestyle anyway, but more so today. It's been crazy. I'm tired. I'm off. Sandy, thank you so much for joining me. Lee, thank you once again for being present. Caprice 31, thank you so much. And Eve's Envy, you're gone long time, but thank you anyway. Peace and love, everyone.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.